Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Crazy Women Country. I'm Donna, and today we're here with Jennifer Mlott. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Awesome, doing wonderful. So we love to start off with the most difficult question of all.
Oh, okay, I'm ready.
You ready? Who is Jen? You're like, yeah, I guess I'm ready. Who is Jennifer Mlott?
Who am I? Okay. Well, I am a recording artist. I live here in Indianapolis, Indiana, but I record in Nashville, Tennessee. That's where my producer is. I'm 25 years old, almost 26. My birthday is on the 22nd. So it's pretty close to my birthday. So depending on when you're watching this, but yeah, I absolutely love music. I've been dancing and singing for a very long time. I've been dancing since I was 8 years old, and started my professional music career right after high school, I would say. So really just getting into my music and writing and songwriting, learning guitar, all that stuff. I really started doing that right after high school. So it's been an amazing journey so far. I've met so many incredible people and just wonderful friends in general. I absolutely love the indie artist community. I just am really happy with where I am right now, and just looking to grow. Of course, I hope 2022 is a great year for all of us. I know the past couple of years have been crazy, so I'm really looking forward to a great year.
Wonderful. That's awesome. And so happy birthday early. When you're watching this, you're going to all wish Jennifer a happy belated birthday. It'll probably be out right after her birthday. So be sure to stop by all of her socials and say happy birthday.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Anytime. So we were talking about some of your upcoming releases, and we were talking about the one coming out, Showdown. You want to tell us a little bit about that song?
Yeah. So my song that I'm actually coming out with on my birthday is on 122 is Firestorm.
I'm sorry, my bad.
No, you're fine. No problem. Showdown, I put out last year, and Trouble Time is my recent one that I put out. I think it's been 6 weeks now. So all of those I've written myself, and Firestorm is coming out on my birthday. So that's what's coming. It's a song about a person growing through life, and how if you're bullied or something like that, you just really have to ignite your fears and go with it. I absolutely, Firestorm means a lot to me because I've been bullied in the past. It's all about the feeling of kind of like walking on glass and just pushing through, because sometimes it can be really difficult. So I wanted it to be like an anthem for those kind of people that have been through something really difficult in their life, or just bullying, or just having a rough time. But it's about just like igniting your fears and just going for it. So I'm really excited about it. So that's Firestorm.
I will not forget this, Firestorm. I got that now.
No problem.
So 2 years from now, someone's gonna ask me, when did that come out? I'd be like, oh, that was January 22nd on her birthday.
Yeah, Showdown is a song that I put out last year, and it's probably one of the biggest songs that I've put out. It did very, very well, and it's probably one of my favorite songs that I wrote. So I was so grateful when it did well, like in my Mlotter community. That's like my fans, my friends and my fans and everybody. I call them my Mlotters Nation. But they were just so they really liked that song, and so many people just really enjoyed it. So I really hope that the next couple releases are the same way. But it's all about just connecting with people through music. That's my goal, and to heal people with my music as well. So yeah.
And that song was beautiful. I did get to listen to it. I just always, when I listen to songs, sometimes
Yeah.
I'm like, did someone send that to me already? Because I get pre-release
Right.
songs, so I'm like, uh-oh, what did I? I hate
Oh,
to.
I bet you get so much music and it can probably be very overwhelming. So I totally understand.
Yeah, it's just the date factors. I'm like, when was this out? I don't know. Keeping the dates and
Exactly. It's hard to
oh,
keep up for sure.
yeah, absolutely. So tell us, since you didn't start your music till really pretty much after high school, and that's when you started to learn to play guitar then?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have been singing throughout my life. I did competitive dance and singing, doing regionals and nationals, fairs, events around town. I was in a vocal group, so I definitely have been in the music. I've definitely been dancing and singing for a very long time, but professionally, I would say um, right around maybe a year or two after high school is when I really started getting really into my professional career. And I started learning guitar actually during the time COVID hit. So I've been playing for a few years now. So, but that's also when I was really writing, songwriting, and everything. I did co-writes and things like that, but I really started to dive into my own songwriting and music like that around the time COVID happened. I had a lot of time on my hands, so I tried to use the best, I tried to be as good as I could be with the time that I had being stuck, like being
Yeah.
stuck at home instead of doing live events and everything. So I got some content in and I started just really trying to, really dive deep and, reflect on my life. And it was, I know it was a very difficult time for everybody and I just tried to make the best of it. So.
And you're not the only person. I've heard about two or three other people that learned to play guitar during COVID
Yeah.
because they're like, I really didn't know how to play. I mean, I could play a couple chords, but I
Mhm.
had to learn because we were getting more into writing. And at that point, they're like, I had
Right.
some great ideas, but no one to join me for it. So
Yeah, I want to
it's
say
wonderful.
I was learning a little bit here and there, and I
Mhm.
just was like, I want to just dive really deep and really get into it. So, of course, like when you play an instrument, you never stop learning. But I feel like I'm at a pretty good spot now, and I feel really comfortable, and I love performing live and doing 2 hour, 3 hour gigs, like all that kind of stuff. So during COVID, it really prepared me. Just like reflecting on myself in general, but also songwriting and playing. And, also like we all had a transition, right? We had a big transition from live events to doing things online. So it was a lot of learning for sure. But I think all in all, it's going to really benefit all of us. But yeah.
Absolutely. So who are some of the women that have inspired you to follow music?
Oh my goodness. Wow. I absolutely love music. I listen to all genres. But one of my biggest inspirations is Carrie Underwood. I know that's a big role model for a lot of people. I just really think she is terrific. I really like how she's really well versed. I like how she, does a bunch of different genres, different styles. She does some, religious things, some Christmas music, obviously, and some modern country. She likes to dabble in old country. And there's just like, she does swampy, she does jazzy. I really am inspired by her music. It's like she's always on her toes and just like I just love listening to her music in general. And I really grew up with Shania Twain. I think that's another really big one for me. She's just somebody that I look up to also. Oh my goodness. I really like Kelly Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson's more pop, but she also did a lot of country too. I like, let's see, Carly Pierce, Kelsey Ballerini. The more of the I don't want to say new country, but they're younger and they have been in the business for a short period of time compared to like Carrie and Shania and everybody. But I like Reba McEntire. I like Miranda Lambert. So just a lot of different women in country.
Wonderful. That's such a wonderful list too. I mean, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that any of the women in country we could pick out and they're wonderful too. Like,
Oh my
doesn't matter who you
goodness.
pick.
Yeah,
Or even outside
for
of
sure.
country. And I say that because someone had once said Alanis Morissette, and I was like, yeah, she changed songwriting. She changed
Uh-huh.
songwriting because not two verses were the same. So
Exactly. Yeah. And when it comes to songwriting, there's so much you can learn from different people, and you start seeing patterns in people's music. And it's really interesting. Some people, um, when they're creating a song, you can kind of already tell where they're going with it. And sometimes it's a big surprise. So it's definitely really good for me to keep on listening to a bunch of different songs, because it just is really inspiring. And me being a songwriter, and on the probably the more beginning side of my journey, it's just really cool to see so many different avenues you can go down. So yeah.
So let me ask you, when you do a song now, obviously now that you play guitar better and that's more, do you find that you come up with the melodies faster, or do you start with lyrics, or do you kind of do both at the same time?
That's a really good question, because I really feel like I'm more into the lyric side of things. I'm a very big reader. I love reading books. I love telling stories. I love putting myself into people's shoes, and that's basically the job of an artist in general, is to just put yourself into a character's shoes or a person's shoes, and just really try to connect. Try to connect with people. My big goal is to help people heal with my music. I know in my life, things that I've been through, or just moments in my life, I can remember a song that in that moment I was listening to, and I want to be that for somebody. I want to be something that people can like play my song and it just makes them feel good, or they know that I've felt the way that they have felt before. So but I love music in general. What was that question again? Because I kind of just started going the other way.
It's all good. Do you start with lyrics or music or both?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It really depends, because sometimes I'm driving in the car and, I'm humming, and then you start, keep adding on to something. So it really just depends. But sometimes I write a few lines and then I try to connect them, and then I go with like the guitar and I try to like pick something out. But other times I'm just playing on the guitar, and then I just am just kind of messing around, and I'm like, ooh, I really like that. And then that's how a song starts. So I kind of have a formula, but I don't. It just kind of is the way it is.
Oh, good.
It's not very helpful.
And there are no two people the same. No two people. I mean, with the exception of someone that's just a lyricist or just a composer, then it's a little different. Then it's what is your process? How do you get inspired? Where do you, So yeah, it's just different.
Another
when you do
big thing
both.
with me is when I get inspired, I have to write things down. Like I have multiple notebooks and journals and post-it notes, and I guess I'm more of a lyricist, but I like both. I try my best to grow constantly, so it just depends.
Well, it's wonderful. So, are you ready for some fun, silly, crazy questions?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. There are no right answers. Well, there might be a right answer to one of them, but it's okay. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Okay, I'm ready.
So I'm excited to know what the last thing is that you read.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. What is the last thing that I read? I mean, I'm a very big Christian, so I've been reading the Bible a lot, but I know that's a staple. So I'm trying to think of something. I actually purchased Carrie Underwood's. I can't remember what the title is, but she just came out with a massive book, and I've been reading her book about her life and her story. Very fascinating stuff. Her growing up in Oklahoma and living on a farm, and how she transitioned into her music career. So that's what I've been reading. But I really love reading fantasy. young adult. There's another, cat. Sorry. That's Miko.
Hi, Kitty.
Sorry. That was Miko, my black cat.
Tigger, come on, wake up. There's a cat visiting.
I don't know. She's never done that, so I apologize.
Oh.
Can you not do that?
She knew that I liked cats, that she was coming to give me a hug, apparently like Tigger does, so it's all good.
Yeah, she could have she knew the vibe, like that you were a cat person, so she feels comfortable. I think it's like The Magic of Tidying Up, by Marie Kondo, I think is her name. Don't quote me because I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's a book about tidying up your life and decluttering and all that kind of stuff. And something that's really cool that I really took from that book was do things that you absolutely love, and certain items, make sure that they spark joy in your life. So like I've been decluttering and cleaning up, so I read a lot. But yeah.
I think that's a good book for everyone to read too.
Yeah, for sure. Come on, baby.
Oh. It's like I want to be there, but I'm not sure. It's too close to the camera.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what she's doing.
She's just having fun. That's all. Being a cat. Yeah.
Yep.
So hypothetically, if I came to you and said I need to hide a dead body, do you know a good place?
Wow.
It's a hypothetical. It's not real.
That's never really come across my mind. There is a place. How do you really answer that question? Is this like, so my dad.
You should probably say a place that if they actually do find a body, they won't come find you.
Right. Well, so I live next to a reservoir. It's called Geist Reservoir. And recently they dug this giant hole. It basically looked like a gorge. My dad and I went back there, and it was a few years ago, but I went back there and like we could see like hawks floating like under us, and it was just absolutely insane. But they just filled it with water, so maybe there. But that's not really a question that I've been.
You shouldn't give a real answer. That's a fake answer.
No, that wasn't. That's really the only place. I can't think of anywhere else. That's just. I don't know. It's a very interesting question.
It is. Some of us watch too much crime shows. That's, too many of those.
Yeah.
That's what it really is. That's where it stemmed from.
Oh my gosh. You're funny.
Oh. So what's the best concert you've ever been to?
Carrie Underwood. I know I keep talking about her, but she was phenomenal. I absolutely loved her show. She was just like high energy the whole entire time. Another really big one was Coldplay. I got to see them years ago, but I was not like in the front row by any means. I was in kind of the rafters, but like the beginning of the rafters. And there was these special moments where there was this trampoline that they walked out to, and they were like jumping and, playing their guitars, and there's confetti and, giant balls that were just like bouncing off like people. And it was just like such a memorable moment. So when I think of concerts, and maybe someday I could have, a concert like that, I definitely think something that's really interactive is really memorable. When people shine their phones, like with their little flashlights, and they're going like this. And when you just have thousands of people, and, you're all just like, everyone obviously are huge fans of whoever they're listening to. So it was just a really cool moment. And, I want to be able to create moments like that with people, like when I start doing things like that. Hopefully someday I will.
You can do that now. It's just on a lower budget, like those little trampoline. Right. And
yeah.
I can help you out with that one.
Have some like confetti poppers. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Just give her in the front row confetti poppers. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I actually did something kind of like that I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'll be really fast. But one of the songs that I wrote is called Senses, and it definitely has like a beachy vibe. It's the feeling of falling in love. And one of the times that I was out last summer, I opened up for Jason Pritchett, and he's like an artist, and I sang Senses, and we started throwing beach balls out to the crowd, and it was just really fun. So that's like the little version of what I witnessed in Coldplay, but but I want to be able to do that someday. So
you have to start somewhere. So that was the start, right?
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
Little beach balls. Woo!
Well, that's fun. Oh.
Yeah.
So what's the first thing you would do if you won the lottery?
Well, my family has supported me immensely. My mom and my dad and my whole entire family, really. I would definitely make sure that they are set for life. I'm an only child. I don't have any brothers or sisters. So I would probably buy a home for my parents. I mean, we have a gorgeous home now, and I'm obviously very grateful for my home and everything. Maybe like a home in Nashville. I'm not sure. I always feel like I'm gonna stay here in Indiana, but if you just won the lottery, it'd be nice to buy a house in Nashville. But I would just really make sure that my family is set for life, and then I would probably save a lot of it. That's not exciting, but I would save it for my future and invest in my music, because I would probably invest a lot of it in my music, because my family has really taken care of me. And, I just am so grateful for my mom and dad. They've been with me through thick and thin my entire life, and they've supported me in everything that I do, every decision I've made. And it'd be really nice to be able to pay them back. And just, I know that's not what parents want to hear. Like, they're not like expecting to get paid back or anything, because it's your daughter or whatever. But, it'd be really nice to just take my parents out and have a great time. So that's probably what I would do.
That's wonderful. I love it.
Thanks.
I love when people give back to their family right away. That's the best, I think.
Yeah.
So do you ever speak in song lyrics?
Yes. I will. So if you're having a conversation and you say something and then I know it's like a song, I'll start singing that song. But I'm not sure. Is that what you meant? What do you mean? Like what
kind of like that, like response in lyrics or response as a song,
Yeah.
Like
and
in the middle of something, let it go,
My close friends and my mom and dad, we have this like telepathy sometimes where, I'm doing dishes and I start singing something and they're like, I was singing that in my head too. And it's like, oh, so are we all like in the same vibe? Like, are we all singing in our heads together? But
Absolutely.
like, that's the goal, right? The goal of the songwriter is to create an earworm, and that's what they call it sometimes. And if I could be that for somebody, that would be amazing. And I can start singing my song and they're like, hey, that was in my head. So, but yeah, definitely. I do that a lot.
So what job would you be terrible at?
What job?
Yes.
Ooh. What would be yours? Because I need some ideas.
Oh, wow. I don't know. I have to think about that. I'd probably say, I do some IT work and some computer work, and I do obviously all of the technical stuff here. But I mean, if I had to do the same IT stuff day in and day out, I think that's why I've never gone into the computer realm from any of my teaching, learning, things like that, education.
Right.
So yeah, I think that would probably be only because it's the same things over and over. And after a while, the idea of coding, I remember back in, years ago, when to create a web page, you had to write the HTML codes and things like that. And I'm like, this bores me. Like, it's cool when it's created, but I'm like, this bores me. I'm like,
exactly. That's really tricky, but I would probably say math, anything that has to do with math, because my brain just doesn't work that way. Like when I was in high school, Obviously, I was very into the arts, but I absolutely loved, science and history and English. And I was friends with my English teacher, and that kind of stuff. Like, I absolutely loved. But when it came to math, I just did not like it. I felt terrible about it. It was a struggle for real, and probably something like that. I probably wouldn't survive if that was my job. I would try to work it out, but
yeah.
Oof, math
Okay,
is
so
not
no math jobs for you. Got
no.
it. So, what's your game plan for zombie apocalypse?
Ooh, your questions.
Hey, we've had someone say they were going to go stay on an island. I mean, like all kinds of answers. Yeah. So,
I saw this one thing on the internet years ago, and it stuck with me. And basically these people, and it's real, I don't know where it is, but these people, I think they were like in the middle of a woods. They built a house, and the whole house is mirrored. So like it just blends in. So that's probably what I would do. If I won the lottery and
zombie
apocalypse just struck, I would probably build a mirror house in the woods.
Well, that's perfect.
Probably, but I don't know. Oh. Haven't thought about that. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm making you think about it now. So,
yeah,
we need to know, where's Waldo?
On Broadway. I don't know.
On Broadway?
Yeah.
Tennessee or New York?
I'm going to go see him soon. I'm actually going to Nashville on my birthday. So when my song releases, I'll be in Nashville, Tennessee, celebrating my birthday, and I'll be singing at Whiskey Bent Saloon and the Commodore Grill. So maybe
Wonderful.
I'll see Waldo there in the crowd.
You might be there. You'll have to let me know. Get a picture for me.
Okay.
Would you rather order in or cook?
Order in. That was fast.
Yeah,
that's one of my resolutions, is to learn how to cook, because, I know how to cook some things, but, when you can only cook a few like things, it kind of gets old. So I want to really like dive deep, learn how to, create really amazing things. But, sometimes as a artist, you're running constantly and you don't have time to go cook a meal. So maybe
I'm going to sound like a commercial for one of those delivery meal systems here, but you could like order one of those and be like, look, I can cook, just follow the instructions. I'm not saying it's going to taste good or you're not going to burn it, but
no, you're talking about the ones that are like a subscription that are just like ready for you.
Yeah, there's something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I need that.
Oh, what TV show?
Questions.
Yeah. Well, glad. That's the point. They're fun.
Yeah.
Some a little crazy, but that's the point.
Yeah.
Well, what TV show would you be a member of?
A member?
Yes. Like if you wanted to be part of the Friends cast or,
Stranger Things. Even though I'm not sure if I'd want to be in their position, but Stranger Things is probably one of my favorite shows of all time. I absolutely love the 80s. I was born in 96, so I never got to experience them. But my parents say that, it was when they've seen Stranger Things, and they're like, yeah, I mean, other than all the aliens and crazy stuff that happens, the 80s vibe was like, it's very, very similar to what they went through. So I would probably say that. I mean, I don't want to be fighting demogorgons or monsters or anything, but I think Stranger Things is one of my favorite shows ever. So probably that.
That's really cool. Do you prefer boots or heels?
What?
It's okay. Nerds are good. It's all good.
Yeah. I like sci-fi, fantasy kind of stuff.
So now obviously since you said 90s, I'm going to ask, do you like the XFiles at all?
I feel like I've seen a few episodes, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because you were like a kid when they came out, so that's why I'm asking. Like,
I don't know if you can watch it anywhere. Is it on Netflix or anything?
I'm gonna have to check that now because we were just talking about
You're
that the
gonna
other
have
day.
to
I'm like, we have to have
message
like a marathon watching of it because
Yes, let's do it.
I'm
Let's
like,
do it.
yeah. And I'm gonna
Oh
buy
my
you
gosh.
a Mulder, Agent Mulder
Yeah.
poster that says "I want to believe."
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I love the kind of stuff that makes you think. I think when you're really like invested in a show, that's what I absolutely love. That kind of stuff, the sci-fi crazy stuff. I also love like Lord of the Rings, so I like I like a lot of stuff.
All good stuff. So do you
Yeah.
prefer boots or heels?
Boots with heels on them.
Ooh, nice.
Yes.
What's the best thing since sliced bread?
Sweet tea, cookie dough, bread. Wait, I can't say bread.
Well, you can. You can because I
I
asked sliced bread, so
we actually have a bread maker and my mom taught me how to use it, and it's like the best bread ever. But I guess that's considered kind of sliced bread. I don't know. But I don't know. What are your answers?
Oh, we said Dolly Parton one time. I mean, we said everything. I mean, I just love to hear what everyone's answers are. So yeah.
I was thinking food.
It is that time of the night. It's almost dinner time for us, right?
I was like, sweet tea, cookie dough, Dolly Parton. It's a little different. Carrie Underwood. No.
There you go. Yeah, Carrie Underwood. Oh, although someone yelled at me, we were talking about, obviously before Betty White's passing, we were talking about, we can't say her because she was born before sliced bread. I'm like, you had to go ruin that whole sliced bread thing for me, didn't you?
Right. Well, people say she actually did turn 100 because if you count all the leap years.
Ah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, it's possible. But yeah.
Yeah. So do you have any guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure?
Yeah. Guilty pleasure music. And if so, what is it?
Oh, okay. I really love electronic music. Like not like dubstep, but I like EDM music. I like house, all that kind of stuff. I just find it really interesting. I want to be able to probably create something like that someday. But awesome. I listen to it a lot, so that's probably my guilty pleasure when it comes to music. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Wonderful. I was like, as soon as you started, I was like, yeah, dance music. Someone's going to say that. I was like, yeah.
Well, as a dancer, like I grew up with so many different genres of music. So like I took ballet, so obviously classical music, hip hop, which is rap, and jazz, which is, it could be really anything. Musical theater, more Broadway, tapping. You could really tap to anything. So pop, all that stuff. I really have grown up with like a lot of different genres. So I was trying to think of something a little different.
Perfect. Oh, so what's the worst topping you can put on pizza?
I haven't tried the whole pineapple thing, so I can't really say that because I might like that. But I do not like fish, so maybe something that has to do like anchovies or something, or something like that. But I don't know. I'm a meat lover, like the bacon and sausage and pepperoni and all that kind of stuff is so good, so I try to keep it that way.
Oh, I agree. I'm in. No fish on pizza.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me.
Great, we can order pizza. We're good.
Cool.
So, if you could be any person for a day, or a position like a CEO, who would you want to be and why?
Gosh, your questions are so like in depth. I'm trying to think. I mean, as an artist, I would probably say another artist that is like massive, just because I'd like to see what they go through throughout the day, like if it was like Carrie or Miranda or, you know, Shania or anything, like if they're on tour, I would really love to see that. I'd like to see what their prep is, like what their rooms look like what they eat before, if they work out, or, you know, if they go to church. Like I want to know those things. So probably something like that. I think it would be really interesting and really helpful for me. That kind of thing, just to see, because like when you're an indie artist, when you first start out, you don't really know what you're getting yourself into, right? Because it's not a course. Like you basically have to learn from the very beginning and just work your way through it. So to be able to see like a big artist just for a day, just to see what they go through, I think that'd be really awesome.
That's awesome. Me too. I always said that I would do Dolly Parton for the day for sure, because, you know, just, you know, like the time she gets up in the morning, I'm like, I started doing that because of work, you know, obviously, but you know, otherwise I'd still be sleeping. But in that sense, I would still get up, you know, and just be like, okay, let's do this writing thing. And then what does the rest of your day entail? Like, you know, so.
Yeah, you know, something like that, or to be able to travel the world too is like a really big goal of mine. So if I could visit somewhere and visit an artist going through like a tour or something like that, that'd be so fun.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So if we had a song, what would it be?
If we had a song?
Yeah.
Like a best friend song, like like going out on town and having a good time kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. Or a movie night. We could have a movie night song.
I have this feeling. I have this. Yeah, I have this feeling that it'd be like this Disney, like "Let It Go" song or something.
No, we're watching XFiles, and we're gonna.
Okay, that's right. Sci-fi. Sci-fi.
Loving pizza. Sci-fi. Yes. So something like the Matrix vibe. I'm just kidding.
Just FYI, I don't play the Matrix. I've loved the Matrix, like watching it, but there are times that I like will fall asleep during it, and I swear to God, every time I try to watch it, it'll be like I just woke up in the day. I'm like, I'm gonna watch it, and I will fall asleep during this one little segment every time. I'm like,
well,
I'm sorry, thinking, nothing like, personal to the Matrix.
It gives off like there's like the theme song, like that would be like the beginning of our song. So, but yeah,
that'd be perfect. Gosh. So at what age did you become an adult?
I know it's like 18, but I would say probably 22. Cause like 21, like, you know, I guess 22, just because 22, 23 was when COVID started. And you know, I was an adult, right? I was past 18, but going through COVID, like really was a time where I really reflected on my life, and in good ways and bad ways, you know, just kind of like, okay, like, what do I want for myself? What is the, like, how do I want to, once this is all over, right? Once everything starts opening back up, like, what do I want for myself? So I would say probably like 22, 23. I mean, I'm 25, almost 26 now. But I feel like as an 18-year-old, when people are like asking you what you want to do with your life, you don't really know yet. And it's kind of a time where you really need to explore versus like, okay, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Because I just feel like once you're like 5 years in, you're kind of like, okay, am I doing what I want to do, or do I want to completely change course, you know? So that's kind of like when it came to COVID and everything, I just really reflected on my life. And I think that's kind of when I really started becoming an adult, because it's like, okay, it's go time. Like, it's time to, you know, really reflect on your life and figure out what you want to do. And are you doing everything you can to make it happen? So I guess I'd say 22.
Great answer. No, I like that answer. I always joke
Yeah.
and say, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. So I'm apparently not an adult yet. So unless I can be Dolly Parton, then,
Yeah.
okay. But
Well, and when you're a senior in high school, right? It's like it seems like everyone's asking you like,
Mhm.
what are you gonna do? Like, where are you gonna go? And when you're that young, it's kind of like, I don't know. Like I haven't really
But there are some people
experienced.
that know. Some people that are like, that they
Right.
want to be a doctor or a veterinarian, or
No
they have certain things
doubt.
that they're like, I know what I want to do when I grow up. Like that's them,
No
But
doubt. But because I've been into the arts my whole life,
mhm.
I didn't want to become a dentist or a doctor or a teacher. Like when you go to college and things like that, like obviously that's extremely important. And I give props to people that are doing that. But as I graduated and everything, and I was really into dance and choreographing. I'm a choreographer, so I love choreographing for solos, duos, trios, groups, productions. I've been a judge for dance competitions too. So kind of come full circle, things like that. Like that's really what I wanted to go towards. So, I did not go to college. I just was like, hey, I want to do exactly what I want to do and try to make it work. So I was happy with my choice. And, sometimes people are like, I don't know, like, are you sure about that?
If
But
you decide later down the road you want to go to college and you want to be an English teacher, I'm just not saying you would, but
yeah,
if you can always
yeah,
do that because there's no age limit on college. I mean, I've seen people in their 50s, 60s go back to school because either they
exactly.
wanted to learn or they wanted to get a doctorate or they wanted to, whatever. So,
Yeah. And
yeah.
I just feel like there's sometimes a stigma when it comes to not going to college, because some people that's just not in the cards. Like it's just something that you're like, there's really nothing that, because I thought really hard. I thought really hard about it. And I was like, there's just really nothing that brings me joy that you can become a dance major, but there's really, when it comes to dance and the arts, it's kind of like you just go do it versus that kind of thing. But it just depends on the person. So I just like really kind of fought for being able to pursue my dreams, and it's going well, and I'm happy. I'm really happy. And that's like really the goal. As long as you're happy with like your decision of going or not going or whatever, like that's the goal. So, and my
Be
parents have
happy.
been so incredible with it, and they believe in me and my dreams, and that's really all I can ask for. And some amazing fans and friends, and I've met so many incredible people. Like I never would have thought that I would meet people from all over the world, and talk to people like you. And it's just like, wow, like you never know where your life is going to take you. So I was like, bring it on. As an 18, 19-year-old, I'm like, let's do it. Like, let's just go. So yeah.
Yeah. And every day is a new day. So,
Yep, for sure.
if you could win an Olympic medal for any sport, real or fake, what would it be?
Oh my gosh. Well, I wouldn't say that I would be good at it. Like, let's say I would be good at it, right?
Yes.
Because let's be honest, like I'm not going to be like a track star. Like that's just not in the cards for me. But man, if I could be a gymnast or ice skating, like those two things I absolutely love watching. I think they're so amazing. It's like they're always pushing the limits to what they can do, especially gymnastics, just because it's just so entertaining to watch. Maybe something like that. But I tried gymnastics when I was a kid, and I didn't like it. I don't like being upside down, so that was like kind of a deal breaker, you know. But I think watching gymnastics is just amazing. Those people are incredible.
They are,
So,
absolutely. And you're right. The way they push their bodies, that's just absolutely phenomenal.
oh my gosh, it's
So,
amazing. And like I'm a dancer and a singer. I mean, I was really into dancing growing up, and dancing and gymnastics are completely different. Gymnastics, you're doing so many different things, and it's amazing to see. It's amazing to watch. So probably gymnastics.
So tell our audience, what does the rest of 2022 have for you? You have some new songs coming out. We heard of one for January 22nd.
Yes.
And then are you, after that, do you plan on doing some more releases this year, an album, an EP? Yeah.
Yes. So yes to all of those. So Trouble Time was released 6 weeks ago. Firestorm is coming out on my birthday, the 22nd of January. And I'm going to be putting out another song after that. And I'm going to be putting out an album. So my album is finished, and I just have to do some, little things here and there and decide when I want to release it. So I'm definitely putting that out this year, probably early 2022. But I've got a lot of gigs set up, some wineries, some festivals, state fair. I'm going to Nashville. Obviously, I'm going during my birthday. So I'm going to be there multiple times in 2022. It's like a second home to me. So I try to go at least every other month, if not every month. But, it just really depends on the weather, because the Midwest is really crazy. Like January, when it comes to Indiana, it can be like 50 degrees, and then it can be like 2. So when there's snow on the ground and stuff, it's a little more difficult to travel. But I'm also going to be performing at the ISSA Awards in August. So just a bunch of different things. I got a 4th of July gig planned, a Christmas thing planned already. So, I'm just booking for 2022, and a lot of things are already planned. So I'm really pumped about that. I'm excited. It's going to be a great year.
Wonderful. I'm so excited too, especially for the new music, because we love new music here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll be sending you all the new stuff. So yeah. I'm
excited. I can't wait to share it out. So make sure you all go follow Jennifer, all her socials, website, keep up to date with everything. That way you know where she's playing, so you can go see her live, maybe buy some nice merch, just
that would be amazing. Anyway, even if you just like or follow or subscribe or comment or anything, like as an indie artist, that just is so beneficial to us, and it really helps us follow our dreams. And I don't really, when it comes to numbers and things like that, it's not really even about that. It's just like, I just want, to be able to have such a wonderful supportive group. And I really do. Marauders Nation is like my heart, and they've really been with me throughout my entire journey. And when it comes to that kind of stuff, it's like I'm just so grateful, and met so many people all over the world, and I'm ready to expand. I'm ready to meet some new, more amazing people, and I'm just grateful for everything. So, but yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to join me today. I'm
Thank you so much.
Here, and you are welcome back anytime.
Yes, and I'm ready for more crazy, fun questions, because those were really fun.
Great. I'll have to come up with some new ones now.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Thank you for having me. And thank you so much for just supporting all of us indie artists in general, because, people like you really help us get our music out there. So thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure, because our goal is to give people music that they don't hear on the radio, which most of the women you don't hear on the radio. So
so I'm just really grateful. So thank you for having me. This was fun.
You're welcome. And like I said, you're welcome back anytime. And thank you, friends, for joining us for another episode. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, guys.
If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.